Goody goody everyone, this is Dayhawk bringing to you episode 2 of Kamen Rider Revice. So the theme of this episode is teamwork and trust. And and also they end up capturing the Mantis and the Magnodon stamps, and Icky and Vice obtain the Eagle stamp. And I'll give you the highlights of this episode. Um, like I said, the theme is all about teamwork and trust, and already it's is the cracks. There's cracks in their foundation, especially where Icky is fighting his demon because he he was like his demon Vice was trying to, like, I don't know, like, if I could remember, trying to make people unleash their demons, and Icky was not having it because he ended up transforming so he could beat up Vice, because what he just said, it could lead people to their deaths, because as we saw in the first episode, if you obtain a stamp and you stamp yourself with it, it unleashes your inner demon. And I don't think it will kill the host, because if it kills the host, then I'm sure it dies along with the host. And it was proof, and there's proof in this episode, because we get to see the golf player who uses the Magnodon stamps itself, and he releases his demon, but it doesn't attack him. It attacks everybody else except for him. So there's proof right there. Let's see what else happened that is important. George, who is the creator of the driver, points out that Icky is the only one capable of using its powers, but the commander doesn't want a civilian to get involved in their affairs. So he did the next best thing. He gets his brother Daiji and gives a briefcase to him. Orders him to not only give the briefcase which contains the driver, but also offer him a contract to get hired in Phoenix. And the seeds are planted, man. The seeds are planted, and you can tell by the look of his face, he didn't like it. And hopefully, when we get deep into the season, I hope that his jealousy, grows, and maybe, I'm not saying he will join the Deadmans or the Deadmans, but I just want him to beat up his little brother and be like, hey, it should have been me. That driver should have been mine, and just take it out of him. But we all know that he got scared, and with good reason. But still, like, I know it was meant for Icky, but in the first episode it was meant for Daiji. But I'm sure he's gonna harbor that memory, and it's gonna grow, it's gonna manifest. And in my opinion, I think it's obvious that Daiji will become a writer in the near future. I know it's gonna happen. I feel it's like it's written on my walls right now. It's that he's gonna become a writer. But first, is he gonna quote unquote go to the Dead Man's, acquire a stamp so he can unleash his demon to attack Icky? Or when he becomes a rider, will he turn his blade on his brother? That will be an interesting thing, to be honest. I want to see it, but I don't think they're going to execute it. But I don't know, because here's the thing though, if and when he becomes a writer, the whole jealousy thing might go away because he's a writer himself, but who knows with that. Another highlight, let's see, we get to see 3 stamps: the Mantis stamp, the Megalodon stamp, and the Eagle stamp. And the Eagle stamp, the Kamen Rider Revice, turns into an eagle, which in my opinion, the graphics looks bad. I'm sorry, I don't like the graphics. And when they turn into a T-Rex, I didn't like it. I didn't like it at all. It just looks terrible. I've seen better graphics. And during the fight between the Riders and the Demon Mantis, the Vice was acting on his own. You could say he's not the type to follow orders, but he just does things on his own. He refuses to listen, and eventually, of course, they defeated the monster, but due to his actions, Icky ends up beating his Vice up in the bathhouse and telling him, you shouldn't be saying these things to people. I know what you're planning to do and it's not right, which leads him into his second battle, where he refuses to transform because he's afraid of what his demon is gonna do. And he goes out fighting these demons, Deadman, whatever, and you could pretty much getting his ass whipped. He's getting bruised. He's getting cuts. You could see it in his clothing. He's getting, eviscerated. And his demon was like, "What the hell are you doing? We need to transform." And he's like, "No, because I do not trust you." And it gotten to the point where Icky tells him, "Let's form a contract. We will transform into Kamen Rider Revice in exchange for you to not attack people, and you will do as I say." And at first he was like, but after seeing Icky getting his ass whipped, he submits, and that's when the deal was made, and they transform again, and you can see him fighting together. You see their teamwork starting to form, and at the very end, I just personally didn't like how they both transformed into the T-Rex. I don't like the graphic. And there's a funny scene in that episode where, oh god, I know he's wearing a helmet, but it looks, ooh. And they saved the day, and that's it. I'm not doing a recap like I said before. I'm just gonna give the highlights, review the episode as a whole, and we move on from there. Unless, of course, you want me to go into full detail like I do with my Shaman King videos. But it will take longer, though. Just be aware of that. It was it was okay, an okay episode. There's a few things, like I mentioned earlier, that I hope in the future they will execute. And What else? I had something in my head, but I can't remember what it was. Um, the fighting in the second battle was pretty good. The only thing I didn't enjoy so much are the graphics when they transform into an eagle, into a T-Rex. I personally didn't like that. Um, oh, there's one highlight I forgot to mention. The family visit the mom at the hospital, and the mom mentions that, oh, are you the Phoenix office the Phoenix people are offering you a job. And not Daiji, Iki was like, no, yeah, but I'm not gonna take it. And the mom is like, it's okay, like, we will take care of the bathhouse, and you can go and protect the world because the world needs you. And that's something that Iki just took a step back on it and just made him think, maybe my mom is right. But Icky, he's gonna work with Phoenix, but he's not gonna work for Phoenix like his little brother. He's not. I don't see him officially writing his signature on the piece of paper, but I do get to see that he might say, look, I will work with you, but I'm not going to work for you. I have my own job, and it's the bathhouse, and this is where I should stay. And I think Icky and George will at least be considerate and just try to make a compromise, which they will. Also, another highlight, I think it's less important. The guy who was in the first episode next to George, he got demoted, and I'm getting this feeling too that maybe he will become a writer too. Maybe, but I'm not sure yet. It's too soon, but I know Daiji is going to be a writer. I'm getting the feeling that he will, but it's only a matter of time. I'll be surprised if he doesn't, like I said before. Okay, I think that's the end of this review. I don't want to keep repeating myself and ramble. So I'll see you all in the next review. This is Dayhawk, and I'll see you all on the other side of Oblivion. Johnny!